Hello. I'm now realizing I'm wearing my Colin Sexton jersey. For those of you who don't know, we lost a beloved member of our Utah family today. Colin Sexton got traded for the worst center in the NBA currently. One of the worst centers in the NBA, Andre Drummond, exists. He got traded for Yusuf Nurkic. Not just straight up. We had to throw in a second. So yeah, if I just start breaking down in the middle of the video, or if my phone falls randomly, it's the ghost of better days. What the hell did I put my water? I'm talking for an hour. I need it. Is it on my bed? I don't want to do this raw. Always use protection, kids. Oh, I found it. All right. Cool. Quick run through of the draft. I don't know if I love the draft for any team, honestly. Obviously, I thought it was okay for the Jazz. I didn't love them trading all those picks to move up 3 spots for Walter Clayton. I don't love them trading Colin Sexton, a really good mentor, to give more minutes to Walter Clayton. I think Ace Bailey's a totally fine pick there. I had him a bit lower. I wanted them to take Trey Johnson, but at number 5, I think that's totally fine. I had him about that range. I think I had him 6 or 7 on my board. I don't love Ace's ceiling, but he could totally prove me wrong. I think a lot of the stuff about him going to Utah is a little bit valid, but he's came and he's worked hard. Like, as soon as he came, he just went straight to the gym. A lot of players don't end up thinking they want to go to Utah, but once they actually get to Utah, they love it. Like Jordan Clarkson, look at the man. Do you think he would like Utah? He loved it. He loved to stay here. I say loved because he got bought out by the Utah Jazz and is reportedly planning on going to New York. It's been a minute since I've checked Shams' page, though, so, grain of salt. But for the Jazz, for the Pelicans, I don't know if I love it. I had Jeremiah Fears end of my first round. I don't like Jeremiah Fears. I thought about doing a guaranteed boom or bust, like guaranteed to hit, guaranteed to fail. And I would have had Jeremiah Fears on my guaranteed to fail. I don't like him as a player. I don't think he's going to be very good. I don't think he's this blue chip prospect that everybody's talking about. I think he at best is maybe a backup scoring guard. Like, I think he's maybe Dennis Schroeder minus the defense. Thought it was a reach. Didn't like the pick at the time. I thought there were other talents around that spot. And one of them that I thought was Derek Queen. I don't love it. I don't love it. Mind you, you already have a guy with injury concerns, with work ethic concerns, with weight concerns, with spacing concerns, and you're paying him a lot of money. Joe Dumars, what are you doing, man? What you're thinking here? I know you want to trade Trey Murphy, perhaps Herb Jones, but do you just want to go back to like your Pistons days where they just no threes are being shot? Is Troy Weaver like feeding you some of his like lack of shooting center drugs? Like LSD or something? I don't know. Like, Joe Dumars, are you okay? Are you turning into Biden/Trump? Are you with us, man? Just let us know if you're okay. 40th pick, Micah Peavy. Yeah, I think this is totally fine. Definitely some concerns about his shooting. I don't know if it's real. But if he hits solid 3-and-D wing, like, I think that's totally fine. I'm trying to find the exact details for that first rounder. Because they did trade up. 23rd pick. Yeah, I understand the Pelicans had this pick, but why? What pick was it? Where is the details for that pick? Unprotected 20. Yeah, what is that pick? Okay. Most favorable of Pelicans and Bucks. That's what I thought. I wanted to make sure. And the 23rd pick in that draft for Derek Queen. Mind you, the Bucks don't have Dame. The Bucks might not have Giannis. The Bucks don't have Brook Lopez. The Bucks don't have Chris Middleton. The Bucks have Taurean Prince and Kyle Kuzma. I don't know if I said this, but they don't have Dame. Taurean Prince, Kyle Kuzma. The Pelicans should be okay, but they have Zion Williamson, Derek Queen, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, Jordan Poole, fairly healthy, and DeJounte Murray coming back around January. None of them have been the beacons of health. I'm not sure what Joe Dumars is doing. I just know that I don't like it. I'm not a fan. I'll say it. I'm not a fan. For the Hawks, love it. Got your guy in Assad anyways. Who was their earlier pick? Sorry, I'm just going over all the major moves. You've seen the rest. Hanson Yang to the Blazers. I actually like Yang. A bit high for me, but I think that's totally fine. Especially now that they've waived DeAndre Ayton. Who did they take with their first pick? No, they didn't take Derek Queen. Bro. Was it just Asa Newell? I think it was. I think it was Asa Newell. Yeah, I think it's just Asa Newell because they didn't end up with Drake Powell. So, yeah, they got Asa Newell, their guy. Interesting fit next to Trey. Like, yeah, I don't mind it. The Grizzlies, I thought, gave up too much for that Blazers pick. I don't mind Cedric Howard there. I just ask, how many 3-and-D wings do you want on that team? You have KCP. You have Jalen Wells. Now you have Cedric Howard. You have Cole Anthony, who's ideally like a 3-and-D guard. Bit of creation. Maybe I'm crazy, but I just don't get it. For the Blazers, totally fine taking Hanson Yang there. I don't love it, but whatever. Yeah, like I don't... Ty Jerome, parentheses, cancer from the Zodiac GM. What does Ty Jerome have cancer? I need to look this up. Does Ty Jerome have cancer? No, I'm not sure what that guy was on about, but yeah. Any other major moves up or down in the draft? I can't think of any. I mean, it did not go the way I thought. I'll double check, but I wanted to just keep this fairly quick, just because, you know, I streamed it, and ultimately, like, it was an interesting draft just in terms of who people picked, but, like, I don't think there was anything really substantive to it. I thought the Suns' pick of Kaman was really good. I liked that. I thought the pick for Khan was interesting, but meh. Yeah. Okay, now we can get into the long-awaited, the long put back. I apologize. I'm doing my best here. I work 9 to 5. Like, I really am trying. But the long-awaited free agency day 1 recap. Welcome. Dare I say it? As I'm scrolling down madly. That's why my laptop's shaking. I apologize if you get motion sickness, because there's been a ton of deals just immediately. I didn't actually know free agency started so early. We're just going to go through all the news. All right, we made it to the draft. Breaking news. This was the first thing. Like, literally the day after the draft. Draft was June 26th. This was June 27th. Or day 2 of the draft, I should say. It was June 26th. Raptors fired Masai Ujiri. I'd be surprised if there was somebody that has replaced him yet. I'm looking up Raptors GM right now. Yeah, nothing yet. I think this is totally fine. I don't see any issue with this at all, quite honestly. Masai, fallen off a cliff in terms of GMing. Really, one of the few good moves he made was trading away DeRozan to get Kawhi. And trading for Lowry and DeRozan, I guess. That's sort of it. Oh, I guess the Raptors. You get what I'm saying. Siakam trade held out for way too long and didn't get a great return for him. Especially when, you know, if they won that game, he could have been Finals MVP. Just let Fred VanVleet walk. Held Kyle Lowry for a year too long. Could have traded him to the Lakers for a pretty good return. And that sort of has gone back to hit him in the face because the Lakers were pretty bad years after that. What else? I mean, traded for Brandon Ingram. Like, I just don't see the vision with this team. A lot of the OG trade, I thought was actually a really good result at the time for them. Hasn't seemed to work out terribly well. I was a bit higher on Q than consensus. Not as high as some of your other, you know, KOCs and whatnot. But I thought that was totally fine. And yeah. Besides gone. I'll let you know. I'll keep an eye out for whoever the new GM may be. I'm not really close to any Raptors media. I'm not close to any media members, unfortunately. If you'd like to, you know, collab, give me free information, you know. Then Andre Drummond picked up his $5 million player option. No shock there. I do think the Sixers still have a pretty substantial hole at center. I know that they drafted Jonai Broom, I think. Yeah. Jonai Broom, probably more of a power forward center, but I think the Sixers only had those 2 picks, so currently, yeah, VJ and Jonai Broom. I don't mind the Jonai Broom pick. I think that's totally fine. What else? I think they still need to find something better at center. If anything, just to replace Andre Drummond. I actually think Adembona is pretty good. Maybe a hot take. I really like him. I think he's only going to improve. Is he anything crazy? No. but I think he can be a high-level backup, energy defensive, lob-catching center who can maybe start. Like, I think that's totally fine. I think of Montrezl Harrell if he were 2 inches taller and had talent. Let's see. Rockets re-signed Aaron Holiday, Jason Tate, Jeff Green. I don't see contract details, but I guarantee you they're all going to be vet minimums. All are pretty old. All are fairly washed, but all seem to be pretty good veterans. I don't mind this move at all. I have some more thoughts on a move coming up. 2 moves coming up that we'll have to talk about, but yeah, that move right there, totally fine. All 3 players can just be subbed in, totally fine. 3rd-string players, some can be 2nd-string players, just good vets for the team, good replacement, backup level players. Yeah. Justin Edwards. I actually didn't mind Justin Edwards' play last year. I thought he was sort of an interesting player, interesting wing. Not the best, but I mean, has some shooting upside, has some defensive upside, right? Like, I think he's totally fine to sign, especially because his contract is so small. 3-year contract after they declined his team option. Let's see, if $2 million next season, right? Like, just basically a minimum, honestly. Like, I think that's totally fine. I think Justin Edwards can be a totally fine 3rd-string wing if you need him. Maybe he can develop into something more, but I don't mind that at all. Just a guy who's totally fine to have. Don't want him starting. Don't really want him playing substantial bench minutes, but for that deal, totally fine. This is one I have some feelings on. Naz Reid, 5-year, $125 million contract with a player option. What? Sorry. Huh? Tim. My boy. My guy. You know, I'd say we're friends. I know I've never met you, you've never met me, but I'd we're tight. What are you doing? I just want to show you some of the players who are making around the same money as our man Nazareth Reed. Hartenstein, $30 million. Jordan Poole, 29. DeJounte Murray, 29. Devin Vassell, 29. Tengus Pingus, 29. Tyler Hero, 29. Nick Claxton, 27. John Collins, 26. Wiggins, 26. Andrew, that is. Anthony Simons, 26. RJ Barrett, 26, call it. Tobias Harris, 25. John Isaac, 25. This year, and then it goes down to 15. But Jalen Brunson, 25. Kyle Kuzma, 25. Draymond Green, 25. DeMar DeRozan, 24. Mikal Bridges, 24. Jaden McDaniels, 24. Aaron Gordon, 23. KCP, 23. Cameron Johnson, 23. Clint Capella, 22. Dylan Brooks, 22. DeAndre Hunter, 21. Lonzo Ball, 21. Derek White, 21. Jared Allen, 20. Vooch, 20. Turner, 20. Pirtle, 20. Norm Powell, 20. I'll just go to the 100th contract. We're at 92 right now. But he retired. Bojan Bogdanovic retired, by the way. D'Lo, 18. Sexton, 18. Josh Hart, 18. Yusuf Nurkic, 18. 18 for Patrick Williams. Harrison Barnes, 18. Malik Monk, 18. Bogdan, 17. That's a lot. That's a lot of money to give your backup center. I'm getting jolted over here, lifting 3-pound boxes all day, really does a number for bar shops. I think in theory this is fine. I don't love giving him for a deal for that long, especially when he's a relatively low upside player. Already a little bit older, came into the league with some health concerns. Came into the league very overweight, lost a lot of it. I'll give him some credit there, but Naz Reid's 25, 5 years, Feels like a lot. Like, Ant could be gone in 5 years, right? Rudy could be retired by next year. He could retire now, but Rudy could retire within a year or two. Naz Reid is already 25, not going to improve much more. Turns 26 in about a month. Like, this is it. This is Naz Reid. This is who he is. I think he's a totally fine backup scorer, backup bench scorer, floor spacer, spot starter. That's not 25 million to me. Does he have some crazy highlights? Yes. Did he have this weird internet trend where everybody was thinking he was Jesus Bartholomew Christ? Yes. I just don't get it. Maybe he'll prove me wrong. I think he's totally fine if he's on that 15 to 20 range. I get it, one of the higher bench bigs in the NBA. I wouldn't even say bench players. Well, one of the better bench players in the league. Just 25 million feels like a lot. I know the Cavs going to be going up soon, so maybe this will prove me wrong. But I don't hate this, but it feels like a little bit more than I would hope for a guy averaging 14.2 points per game and can't crack the rotation. I think it'll end up being fine, but just I don't love it. Breaking, the Chicago Bulls, 28th, are trading Lonzo Ball to the Cleveland Cavaliers for Isaac Okoro. Lateral move for both teams. As you'll see later, Ty Jerome leaving the Cavs. I think it's a decent upside swing for the Cavs. Lonzo Ball can stay healthy. I don't think he can fill the scoring role that Ty Jerome had or the shooting role as well as Ty Jerome, but I think it's just totally fine bench backup point guard, and hopefully that can let Lonzo stay healthy with limited minutes. Isaac Okoro, defender, maybe 3-and-D defender, but he sort of is what he is. I think the Bulls are just trying to acquire every wing possible, and you know what? Good for them. Good for them. No real contract implications with this. Like, neither are making anything crazy. Like, it's literally just Bulls don't want Lonzo. I think they're probably trying to get younger. Lonzo probably didn't want to be with the Bulls. Okoro, Cavs don't want him. Simple as that. Zoe is heading to the Cavs. Yada, yada, yada. Superstar in disguise. I'm kidding, of course. Davion Mitchell, returning to the Miami Heat for a 24-year lifetime deal. Udonis Haslem style. A 2-year, $24 million deal to the Miami Heat. Let's see. Totally fine deal. $12 million a year for a guy who does have maybe a bit of upside. Nothing absurd. I still don't love him as a player. He's 26. Again, probably is what he is. Can maybe improve the shooting a bit. Can maybe improve the passing a bit. But $12 million for Davion Mitchell, I think that's fine. I think that's just fine. Tradable contract. At the very worst, can be a bench guard, spot defender. And yeah, Sam Merrill. My alma mater college, the college I'm currently going to, may drop out. I don't know, it fucking sucks there. My go, Sam Merrill, just signed a 4-year, $38 million deal. Now, I like Sam Merrill. I like this deal. I'll say it. I like this deal. I think Sam Merrill is a totally fine backup 2-guard. I think he's somebody who can start in the right situations. I think he's somebody who can just shoot the cover off the ball. I think he's got a bit of passing upside that he hasn't really gotten a chance to show. Sort of Mr. Irrelevant, honestly, 60th pick in the 2020 draft. I don't have any bias towards him. 29, like what he does, any team's going to want. He can space the floor out for guys like Garland, Mitchell, Mobley, Allen. That's it. That's totally fine. One of the best at what he does. I think $10 million for that's totally fine. Just a reminder, Joe Harris made like $20 million, and he is substantially worse than Sam Merrill, and the cap was substantially different then. Next up, Yeah, we saw that. Batum declined. We'll get to that a little bit later. He re-signed with the Clippers on a 2-year deal. I can't remember the exact number, but the guy who apparently just must be the kindest, most genuine bloke ever, Garrett Temple, 1-year, $3.6 million deal to return to the Toronto Raptors. 16th season for our man, Garrett Temple. Okay. Just moving on, I guess. He must just be a good dude, I guess. I don't... Thunder trading Dylan Jones, second-round pick to the Wizards. Colby Jones to the Thunder. Thunder release him. I don't remember exactly why they did this. Let me see if I can find it. Colby. Are you not? Oh, they just didn't even grade this. Okay. I mean, I don't really care for either team if I'm being totally honest. It's just meh for both. I think this gives just the Thunder a little bit more flexibility to re-sign Jalen Williams. 3-year, $24 million. Again, like fine. $8 million for second string, third string backup center. Can space it a little bit. I think that's fine. Like I think he's a little bit older if I remember correctly. Only 23. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So still got a bit of potential. I think he can be totally fine backup center, third string center. Like that's just sort of the going rate, and I think that's totally fine. I think that's really just fine. I don't even want to talk about this. Braun opting out of his $52 million player option for the 2025-2026 season. Luckily, he's not like, I want to retire. Even though we know I will make my retirement the most drawn-out thing ever. Says the Lakers are building for the future, but values a realistic chance of winning it all. He'll be back to the Lakers. He will be. He forced his way out of his hometown, his birth town, to go to the Lakers. I'd be shocked if he leaves the Lakers. I'll give him props if he leaves the Lakers, honestly. I don't know why he would. I think the Lakers are actually built fairly well, and it's going to depend on what they do in the offseason, of course, or continue to do, I guess. But I think it would be totally fine if he went back to the Lakers. There's some rumors showing he might do a sign and trade with the Lakers. I don't really know why. But, like, I just signed directly with the team, but, yeah. LeBron's coming back to the Lakers. I would be shocked if he didn't. Malik Beasley, after signing a contract, I guess serious talks for a 3-year, $42 million contract. Talks are on pause because apparently Malik Beasley is being investigated for gambling. Okay, I don't really know what to say. I hope that's not true. I like Malik Beasley. I think he did a ton of good for the Pistons. I hope he can come back, and I hope that's not true. Really not much else to say. Daily Fantasy Sports, Dorian Finney-Smith declining his $15.4 million player option. We'll talk about him in a sec. He already got signed. NBA spokesperson Mike Bass on the Malik Beasley case. We are cooperating with the federal prosecutors, quote, investigation. Coups, Kelly Oubre, picking up his $8.4 million player option. Okay. I think he might have been able to get more, but I mean, totally fine on the Sixers. Like, I think he's fine on the team. I think he's, just a decent enough player. I gotta take a water break for this one. Ho, ho, ho. I gotta take a water break for this one. I gotta search up an age for this one. This shit's getting real. Julius Randle. The ever controversial, the much maligned Julius Randle. Had a player option this year. Could have accepted it. Could have declined it. Extension eligible. An extension he got. It's a lot. It's a lot for what Julius Randle is. $100 million, 3 years, player option on the last. $33 million for this 30-year-old Julius Randle feels like a lot. I actually have defended Julius Randle in the past. I think that first round did him so many favors. Or was it the first? I don't know. Whatever that round was where he just shot the shit out of the ball and just didn't miss. Gave him just a bag. An absolute bag. Because, I mean, he wasn't great in the regular season. He was just sort of fine. We'll look up his stats, find his exact stats. 19 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 48, 34 from 3. I don't think he fits well with Ant still. I don't think he fits well with Rudy still. I understand re-signing him. Maybe there's still a move there. I don't know, but feels like a lot. Randle relies a lot on his strength and athleticism, and he's 30. We've seen a couple signs of that slipping away already, if I'm being totally honest. Been pretty healthy in the past couple years, so I'll give him that. 69 games, fine, sort of the going role. 46 on the Knicks. That man played like 50 minutes a game, though. 77, 72, 71, 64, 73, 82, 74, 81, 1. So health isn't really a concern for me. Just if Randle continues to slip and he can't develop his jumper anymore, this is going to look like a really bad contract, like it will. I understand, cap going up, contracts are subsequently going to go up, but feels like a lot. Hot take, I feel like he could have gotten 30, 25 million. I guess I should be happy he didn't get the max for Minnesota, but I wouldn't be shocked if he just totally comes around and proves me wrong. This is more skeptical about the future rather than the current Julius Randle. 33 million for this Julius Randle, I think is fine. Again, 19 points, 5 assists, 7 rebounds. Not a defender, never really was. Not a great shooter, but 48% from the field, 34%, 35% from 3. That's fine. 33 million for that is fine. Again, I just worry about the production going down. I understand the appeal of having another creator and passer next to Ant, but I think I'd much rather spend that money on a real point guard, like a Ty Jerome type. Maybe you don't re-sign Naz Reid and get a real point guard. I know Mike Conley's a real point guard, but as much as I love the guy, he's old. So he could totally turn around and prove me wrong. But yeah, we're likely going to see Julius Randle as a Timberwolf for the next 3 years. I'm a little surprised by that. I would have thought he would just pick up his player option. They'd run next year out and he'd be gone. But yeah, so I have mixed feelings about this deal. I don't love it just from a chance point of view. If he gets injured, any substantial injury that lessens his athleticism, he just wears down with age. He loses his athleticism with age, which we've seen a bit already. Then this deal might look terrible, but I don't know. I would not be shocked if this deal just looks fine. Maybe not a great deal, but just fine. That's probably where I'm leaning more now. Not a great deal, but sort of fine. We need another water break because I'm tired and a little bit sick. I'm probably not sick. I just, a lot of acid reflux. I got a bit of a sore throat. Duncan Robinson declining his $20 million early termination option. Well, the Heat would be using that early termination option to become a free agent and will work with the franchise on a new deal to return. allows him to pursue a longer-term deal with the Heat. Again, this contract ended up looking pretty bad. A lot of money to give Duncan Robinson, who I actually don't mind as a player. I think he's underrated as a creator, as a passer. Absolute turnstile defensively, though. Offensively, totally fine. I'd say probably on the higher end of like a bench wing. But, yeah. Just another repost of the Julius Randle deal. Oh boy, I forgot about this one. Colin Sexton, 2032 pick to the Charlotte Hornets for Yusuf Nurkic, blah, 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 blah. Jazz have all the centers in the world now. Whatever, I'm not talking about it. Go watch my video if you want to see me talk about it. It's like 10 minutes and I just say fuck you to Austin Ainge, I think 100 times. 101 if I remember exactly. 76ers declining the GOAT, according to Boston subreddit. Lonnie Walker V's team option worth $2.9 million, making him a free agent. Walker averaged 12 points, 24 minutes, 35 from 3 in 20 games for the 76ers. He's not very good. I actually would not have minded if the Sixers picked this up. Just basically have Shake Milton, Furkan Korkmaz 2.0. Eric Gordon declining his player option, $3.4 million, to explore free agency. I'm a little surprised by that. Eric Gordon is just sort of washed now. But go get your bag, you know. If there's better options out there for you, Eric Gordon, go get it. If Joel Embiid's healthy, I thought he would be a pretty good fit there, but, you know, go get your bag. So, Atlanta Hawks declining Dami Barlow's team option, $2.2 million. I don't mind Dami Barlow. I think he's got a bit of upside, but I think that's fine. Free agent, we'll see where he goes. My guess is he probably goes overseas. Didn't really get a crazy chance in the NBA, but who knows? Maybe we'll see him on the San Antonio Spurs next to Sandro Mamukelashvili at the 3, him at the 4, and Charles Bassey at the 5. You know, a boy can dream. The Knicks picking up $2 million team option for Ariel Hukporti. I actually really like Ariel Hukporti. I think he's got a lot of potential to be just a solid backup center. Good cheap contract. They need center depth. I think this is totally fine. OKC and signing AJ Mitchell to a new 3-year contract worth $9 million after declining his 2025-2026 team option. The deal is worth, I cannot see how much. I don't think Shams ended up reporting on how much. Three-year, $9 million. Okay, that's just totally fine. Again, solid bench 1 through 3. I think this is totally fine. I'm not a crazy AJ Mitchell guy, but like I think he's totally fine as like a third string bench player. And yeah, just sort of it. Like AJ Mitchell is just kind of what he is. Let me double check his age. 23, so that's about what I thought. Bit of upside there, I guess, but $3 million, 9 years, $9 million, 3 years for AJ Mitchell, totally fine. James Harden declining his player option to sign a 2-year, $41.5 million contract to return to the LA Clippers, sources tell ESPN. My name's Espen. They're not telling ESPN, they're telling me. I am from that blended movie with Adam Sandler. 2nd year player option, partially guaranteed. Apparently the Clippers just really like Harden, and I think that's totally fine. Harden, I think, receives a little bit too much hate as of late. I think he can still be a pretty high-end point guard. I think he's the reason they ended up being so good last year while Kawhi was out. I think he's a floor raiser. He's not going to take you anywhere crazy. But it's not like the Clippers are going anywhere crazy. I think this is just sort of delaying the inevitable of them having to rebuild. I think they're probably just trying to kill some time until they can get, some picks back that hopefully they don't trade. But, you got the new arena. Let Paul George go. You need somebody good to get the fans in. So I think this is totally fine. I imagine barring some, absurd injury, Harden will play that second year on basically a fully guaranteed contract. Like, Harden is what he is. He's not going to get much worse. He's lost that first step. Not really going to be much of an on-ball scorer anymore. Not really going to get to the line a ton anymore. Just going to be a totally fine, high-end, borderline all-star point guard, and I think that's just fine. I hate this contract. 3-year, $44 million for Bobby Portis. I hate it. 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 For those of you who know me, you will know I am not a big Bobby Portis guy. Just simply put, I don't love him. Bobby Portis is just a meh player at best. I imagine Giannis likes him. I imagine the team likes him. 14 points, 47 from the field, 36 from 3, 37 from 3. It's fine. I probably give him closer to 10 million, but I'm just not a big Bobby Portis guy. Maybe he'll prove me wrong. Just for a backup bench scorer who has a bit of shooting upside, I don't love it, but me saying I hate it repeatedly may have been a little bit overdoing it. It's fine. For older Bobby Portis, it could be bad, but I don't know. I mean, for all we know, Bobby Portis is evergreen and will always just average, 14 points on meh efficiency. If Giannis is staying, he's obviously a decent fit next to Giannis. I let him go if you're, worried about next year. Obviously, you don't have your own pick. We talked about that earlier in the trade, with the Pelicans trade. So, yeah, maybe this can come back to bite me in the butt. But with the CBA going up, or the cap going up, it's probably fine. It's a bit much for me personally, but it's fine. Magic declining team option on Mo Wagner, Caleb Houston. Magic retain both players' bird rights, meaning Orlando could still resign them. I haven't checked to see if they have resigned yet. I actually don't mind this deal. 122, 5-year deal for Jabari Smith. Let's see. Yeah, not a ton of details on that contract. I think this is totally fine for Jabari Smith. I had Jabari Smith decently high in the draft, but he's only 22. He's still very young. At the very least, has shown he can be a good, switchable big who can play some perimeter defense, can shoot some threes, and can just be a totally fine starter, bench player. 24.4 million, fine. I don't take any issue with that at all. 22. This could end up being a great contract if he ends up developing his handle a bit of creation skills, maybe a bit of strength. But I think this is totally fine. I hate to give it to the Rockets here, but I like a lot of the moves they've made. But I think this is totally fine. Only player from the 2022 draft class, this is insane, to accumulate 2,500 points, 1,500 rebounds so far. Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't take any issue with this deal. I know there's probably a bit of hypocrisy there of, and you said Naz Reid and Bobby Portis' deals were bad. Here's another scoring, theoretical, defensive big. Blah. But no, I mean, Jabari Smith, 22. We've seen some pretty consistent improvements. Even if this is it, even if he is this, yeah, the contract will look bad, but I'm totally fine starting Jabari Smith. I'm totally fine having him come off my bench. He's somebody who can maybe play 4 or 5, maybe even through 5, if we're getting wild. But yeah, totally fine deal. DA finalizing a contract bet with the Portland Trail Blazers to become a free agent. Makes sense. That was the initial concern I had when they drafted Hanson Yang, is that is a lot of centers. Now they have 3 primary centers, let's call it, in Robert Williams. Klingon, sorry, took me a sec, and Hanson Yang, but like, I think this is totally fine. I'm not sure if they're waiving or stretching him, or if they're just completely buying him out. But yeah, I think DeAndre Ayton still is sort of a high upside starting center. We saw him come into his own, towards the end of the season. I think if he's healthy and he cares, that's the big if there, if he cares, I think he can be a totally fine player. At the very least, good backup big, decent rebounder, not great, not going to get to the line ever, all my fantasy managers know. But good lob threat, good starting center at the very least. I don't mind it. I know DeAndre Ayton's got a lot of hate. I think that's partially just because of the contract, but yeah, totally fine to me. We'll see where he goes. There's been some rumors of the Lakers, the Knicks. I'm curious what contract he gets. He is a little bit older. Remember, same draft as Luka. But we'll have to see. Maybe once he's on a team that looks good and is, able to hype DeAndre up, get him to care, this could look like a good deal for whichever team signs him. And even if he looked like he did at the beginning of the year in Portland, I think he's just a totally fine backup center. So yeah, we'll see where he goes. Ziaire Williams, 2-year, $12 million deal. Okay. Team option for 2nd year. Like, I don't have a ton to say on this. I'm not a big Ziaire Williams guy. Didn't love him in the draft. Didn't love him on the Grizzlies. Okay. I mean, for a team that's, rebuilding, doesn't really have any crazy intentions for the future, I think this is totally fine. Bit of a prove-it deal. See what Ziaire Williams can do. Didn't play great last year, but I think he's shown he can be at least a player. And, 2-year, $12 million. Okay. Team option on the 2nd. If he sucks, then fine. Johnny Juzang got waived. Why? We just signed him to a deal last year. On a pretty substantial deal, mind you. His contract was, if I remember right, 4-year, $12 million deal. Yeah, I mean, I was okay with it at the time. He wasn't nearly the player he is now. I think at the very least he's a totally fine bench shooter. Sort of in that Sam Merrill but worse type. Hard worker. Decent player. Probably a 3rd string 2 guard. So I don't take any issue with them waiving him. I would have liked if he, stayed around. Seems like a good bloke. Team liked him, but yeah. As we have seen, the Jazz are not great at making moves. Gillespie, re-signing to the Suns, 1-year deal. Okay. Seems like a good dude. Call Jeff Green dad. 4-year, guaranteed contract to the Suns roster, not another two-way. So I don't mind Gillespie. Interesting player. Just totally fine 3rd string guy. Obviously not going to make anything crazy, but Joe Ingles, 1-year, $3.6 million deal. Joe, love him. Didn't really play this year. He quite literally just got used for inbounds. Great culture guy. Honestly, great vibes guy. And, if you need, he can be a backup point guard, backup wing, probably a 3rd string backup point guard or wing. But, yeah, 1-year, $3.6 million deal. Totally fine. Daron Sharp, I actually like this deal a lot for the Nets. I thought the Nets should, sign and trade Daron Sharp, but 2-year, $12 million deal for Daron Sharp. I kind of love it. Daron Sharp, very young, board gobbler, just like a totally fine player, honestly. 23 years old, 8.6 rebounds. Daron Sharp, stats. Like, great rebounder, solid lob threat, solid defender. Like, 2-year, $12 million for a guy like that. I love it. Cheap backup, starting level big. Has a bit of potential as a shooter. I love it, right? Like, I don't take any issue with that at all. In 18 minutes, he had 6.6 rebounds. Per 36, 12 rebounds. 2 blocks a game, 2 steals a game per 36. I don't mind this at all. We'll have to see if he stays on the Nets, what they do with Claxton, what they do with Clowney, what they do with some of the guys they have. But for 2 years, $12 million, totally fine swing. Even if he is what he is now, totally fine. Who knows? Maybe he outplays his contract year one, and ultimately he gets a bigger, better extension. But I think this is just fine. Voice is going a bit. Nicholas Batum, 2-year, $11.5 million deal after declining his team option to return to the Clippers. Again, totally fine. Batum is a solid backup 2-3, sometimes 4. Can be a spot starter, good passer, good defender, good shooter, right? Like, fine. I honestly think he could have gotten a little bit more, but Clippers love him. He seems to like the Clippers. Totally fine. A lot of these are small deals, so I'm not going to have a ton to say. I apologize, but my king, my goat, Jordan Clarkson, finalizing a buyout with the Jazz. Rumored to go to the Knicks. As of the time I've last checked, I haven't seen anything, but I haven't checked for probably about an hour or two now, so we'll see where he goes. But Jordan Clarkson, I love him, but he's turbo washed. He's just not very good anymore. But he was loved by the team, loved by the fans.